T's here to show you actually two different mods we've made to the car, one minor, one kind of big. The first are the seatbelt covers we have right here. These are embroidered and they just Velcro together. That's how easy it is to put them on. Just slide them on over the seatbelt and Velcro them down. Works really well. Like we're going to be going to Fiat Freakout in June, so we have about a 22-hour drive there and back, and that will really help keep the seatbelt from digging into your neck while you're driving. We've had them on for about a week now, really happy with how they are. But the real reason I wanted to make the video today is because there's a plate rolling down the sidewalk. I wanted to show you our new wind deflector. Yeah, I'll give this back to you in a while. We just got this put in yesterday. You can see I had it custom engraved with the spider emblem that matches our emblems throughout the car. And you can also see the biggest thing. I'll put a picture up to show you the difference between the stock deflector and this one. This is a tall one. The company that makes this one is called Wind Restrictor. One of the reasons I went with them is because they're literally 5.5 miles, 6 miles away from my house, so I get to support a local business by buying them. But they have one that exactly matches the dimensions of the OEM deflector. It's just the acrylic. And they also have this one, which they call the tall deflector. It goes all the way across and it doesn't have the holes and anything like that. It's much more effective at stopping the wind. And I'm going to put a little graphic up to show you what happens as you're driving down the road. The wind comes across the windshield, comes up over the car, which creates high pressure up here, low pressure down here. So as it comes over the back, it starts curling around, and it actually comes up and curls back into your cabin, which is why when you're driving down the road, if you have longer hair, it actually blows forward into your face. Jennifer has real long hair, and it's always attacking her eyes. Her hair attacks her eyes. So even when it's dark out, she wears sunglasses when we're in the car just to keep the wind, keep her hair out of her eyes. And the stock deflector just wasn't hacking it. It was so ineffective, we just took it out. It actually seemed like it was quieter in the cabin without the stock deflector in. But as I said, we're getting ready to go on a long trip this summer to the Freakout. So I wanted to get a taller deflector and see if that would help with her hair blowing in her eyes, and this works perfect. We've had it out on the road about 3 times now since we got it put in, and especially with our windows up, she doesn't ever have to readjust her hair. It blows just a little bit, but not to where it's blowing up in her face. It just kind of moves around a little bit where it is. So much more effective at blocking the wind coming into the cabin, and by doing that, it also lowers the noise in the cabin. Easier to talk to each other while you're driving. The effect isn't quite as strong with the windows down, but it's still a significant improvement over the stock deflector. Now, there's another thing this does, and see this remote? Ta-da! It has colors, and not only does it have colors, I can change the colors, or I can put it in a mode where it changes on its own. Now, this, you can see I haven't completely finished this. It's wired. The wires run in here down through the panel, and there's a there's a controller box mounted down inside here that communicates with the remote that lets you change your colors. And then from there, the wires are routed underneath the door sill and hardwired into the fuse box, so that this runs off the battery in the car. I can just leave it on, and like all the other accessories, if I put the car in on, it will it'll automatically turn on every time I start the car. I probably won't do that. I'll probably just use the remote to turn it off and on, so it's on when I want it. There are a lot of options with this. Number one, with the wiring, If you don't want to hardwire it into your car, you can purchase it with an optional 9-volt battery power source. I think they said, I'm trying to recall off the top of my head, about 10 to 11 hours of use out of it with the 9-volt battery. And you can also get you can have it wired so it'll plug into your DC outlet if you prefer to go that way. So you can get these completely clear with no engraving at all. You can get them with one of their own designs, which I think they have one that says Abarth and one that says 124 Spider. I didn't really look into that one too much because I wanted to get my own custom design. And as far as custom designs go, that whole deflector is your canvas. You can make any design. You can totally fill it up with a design. You can make it minimal or you can make it intricate. It's laser engraved so they can get some pretty fine details. And whatever you have engraved in there will light up when you turn the lights on. Now, another thing to note, it actually looks like there's paint coming off, but it's not. These are, they fasten onto the roll bars and then fasten onto the deflector itself so that it provides a little bit more stability during when you're traveling at speed. Otherwise it may vibrate back and forth a little bit, and you don't want that happening because it could potentially break it off. This particular deflector inserts into the car the exact same way as the stock deflectors do. It has the same post, so it just uses the pre-existing holes. And other options, like I said, you can get it clear, you can put your own design on it, you can get it to where it doesn't have the colorization option. You can get it with a specific color to where it's a single color. You can tell them you want green or you want blue or you want red or purple or whatever, and it'll just, you turn it on and it's that color. Or you can go all out and get it with the extreme lighting kit, I believe is what they call it, and you get the controller and you can change all your own colors. Now, Abby, do you want to, here, let's just do this. I'll just reach in and do it. Okay. So I don't know how well it's going to show up in the daytime because I really got it to be visible at night. You can see how it lit up a little bit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go home and put it in the garage where it's dark and let you show you how easy it is to, how bright it shows. Right now I'm going to change the color a little bit. See, I'm changing it. It's not going to show up really well right now. But I'm just taking my thumb and moving it around the color wheel to change the color I want. This makes it brighter. This makes it dimmer. And then I have a mode where I can put it like this. And if you watch, it's going to change colors on its own. I'm not touching it. It's cycling through all the different colors. I'll do this again in the garage so you can see how much better it looks at night. But it's going to sit there and cycle through all the colors on its own. And I don't need any input. And then I have an off switch, on switch. And at whatever position you have it in, it will retain that when you turn on the car again, it'll stay there. So what we're going to do is go home, put it in the garage, and I'll show you how it looks at night. It looks really awesome at night. All right, so I'll be back in a moment. So I'm in the garage. It's actually light out, but we have the door shut, so it's nice and dark. And let me show you how this looks, how it will look at night. I think I have my remote backwards. There we go. You can see the spider logo. Oh, it's changing colors. I have it set to where you can see, I'll put the remote up here by it so you can see it's there. I'm not touching it. It's going to slowly cycle through a bunch of colors. Or if I want, I can set it on the color I want. I can use the dimmer switch to dim it or make it brighter. I can change the speed that it rotates colors. And I can take on my color wheel and just slide my thumb around and set it to any color that I desire. So they have some presets, and then you can use the color wheel to make your own. Okay? Now, you have a variety of effects you can do with it. It's actually pretty cool. I don't see myself using it a lot during the daytime. However, at night, at car shows, maybe cruising downtown through the bar district or something, it's just a cool little way to make the car more unique, personalize it with whatever kind of design you want on it. So there's a look at what this one does. Again, this one is from Wind Restrictor. And if you like it, look them up. They were an excellent company to work with me. Great customer service, very friendly, and rapid response times via email when we were going through the design process. Okay, so one of the big questions is, how well can you see through the deflector with the design on it? So here we go. You can see in my rearview mirror that with the outline of the Spider, it really doesn't block my visibility very much at all. That's the reason why I didn't make it a filled-in design. I was worried it might impact what I could see through the rearview mirror. And with the outline, it's no problem. No safety issue at all. So I think that's a good trade-off between making it filled-in etching and being able to see it more in the day, and being able to see the traffic behind me in the day. I think it's a better choice to go with the way I did. So the question is, because I know people always ask this, where can you get these at? As I said, I bought this particular deflector from a company called Wind Restrictor.com. I know Abercrombie sells them as well. I don't know if it's the exact same one, but it's very similar. If you don't want to go the fancy route and have graphics and lights on it, there are multiple number of vendors online, all the normal aftermarket places for both MX-5 and 124 Spider. Many of them offer wind deflectors. It may not be acrylic, some of them are dark, some of them are canvas. There's different variety of them, but a lot of different options if you want a taller wind deflector, both in price and in features. So just search for them online and you can probably find one that suits your budget and your needs. As always with all our videos, if you like the video, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more, and never be shy about going to our t-shirt shop and buying a shirt. Thank you very much.